Giveth 3.0 is quite the dream. We're still mostly focused, it's hard to focus on 3.0 when 1.0 is still being finished, and then 2.0 is being like the foundation for 2.0 is really starting to come and be built. The Odyssey hackathon is a huge push for 2.0, and then the Nature 2.0 track is actually helping us kind of think about what 3.0 needs to be. We're still in the design phase for 2.0. So when we start thinking about 3.0, I almost find it a little distracting, right? But it's a good foundation, it gives us perspective in the long run of what are we trying to build now and how will that evolve itself, or what direction do we want it to evolve in? And I feel like that's kind of the point of the Nature 2.0 track, is to really get get people thinking, okay, now you have this idea of how to transition. Now what happens after you transition? It's the same idea like, Catalonia, here we are in Barcelona, right? Catalonia is trying to have its own revolution. They overthrow the government. Okay, they have a strategy. How are we going to overthrow the government? But then what? You know what? Oh, you just let something else come in that you don't want, that isn't even better than what you just had as the revolution, right? So, having this kind of mindset is really valuable, because it's not about the revolution, it's about an evolution. And yeah, you evolve a couple steps ahead, but it's always good to have a really long out target. Burning Man has found a way to take money out of the equation while still allowing for indirect exchange, right? Which is just wild, right? It's something that most people feel like they've never seen before, but at the same time, it's almost a natural phenomenon that everyone is born into. Burning Man, I would say, has scaled up the familiar economy, the economy of a family. You don't go to your mom's house and she's like, yeah, I'm cooking dinner, that'll be $5. That doesn't happen, right? That's never, there's a culture of giving within a family that Burning Man has found a way to scale up into 70,000 people that all come into the desert. What's interesting is that they've scaled it up in the same sort of division of labor, division of focus that cities have with the market economy. The Nature 2.0 track, I feel, is really pushing people to create solutions like Burning Man, create a temporary economy, right? That doesn't look like your normal economy, but it still serves the same purposes, serves the same goals. There's still access to all of the things that you want. At Burning Man, if you need a battery for your camera, you go to the battery store, but you don't have to pay them anything. It's just there's people who are giving away batteries, and they're there to provide that goal, that purpose for everyone. There's bike repair shops, there's bars, there's a lot of bars, right? You go, you order a Long Island iced tea, they hand it to you, you say thank you, and then you come to our place and we do talks on decentralization. And then you go to the next place and there's just everything that people want for a fun week in the desert exists, and not because of a market economy, but because of a culture of giving. I feel like a lot of Nature 2.0 is about designing cultural thinking, like new systems that can be enabled if we choose to create a culture that enables them. Nature 2.0 for the Giveth teams is really focused on decision making. So like, how do we make decisions on what to provide, right? Like as a community, how do we actually decide, oh, this is more important than this idea? And that's the direction that we're going without having the market economy. And that's where we're coming in. And so it's definitely an evolution. I'll say, after Odyssey, man, I'm more of a like, let's get shit done now, what can we do kind of guy. So I think it's a valuable exercise, but man, I'm going back to Giveth 1.0 and 2.0. We got to get our DApp under control, get the UX so people can use it, get feedback loops going, and then we got to build some cool shit on top of it.